Some encouraging news about our economy. A new report finds business owners expect to increase revenue and sales over the next year, optimistic despite concerns about the global economy. Here to add context to those revelations, economist at JP Chase, Jim Glassman. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. How are you? I'm
doing fantastic. We're talking middle market and small business executives here. Just how positive were they?
They're quite positive. I mean, there are more challenges. If you're connected to the oil industry, you will see bigger challenges, but 70% of our folks are still quite optimistic about the longer term. I think what's really telling about all this is the smaller business community really has been slower to sort of see the broad recovery, but the fact that it's starting to show up in the optimism of our business leaders, particularly the smaller businesses, that tells you that the recovery that we were watching play out for the last 7 years actually is spreading, and everybody's starting to feel this.
Well, that's good.
I think the good news is that what's challenging for companies, the biggest challenges you see is trying to find workers, trying to get people with the right skills, trying to help train folks. That's all good news for American workers, because it means that if businesses are thinking about the future and their staffing needs, they're going to be working harder to boost pay trends and try to retain folks. So I really think even though there are more challenges this year than last year, it's still a pretty good story. And I think when the smaller business community is thinking about future needs, that's very promising.
Right, good news for jobs, but describe the challenges though, some of the hiring concerns.
You know, the biggest concerns when I travel and visit our clients, particularly the folks in the manufacturing industry, the big challenges have been trying to find people with the right skills. But that means there's opportunity. That means there are new things that have opened up that people didn't know about, and it isn't going to take long. The business community is working hard to help put money into training programs. The business community is teaming up with community colleges, in-house training programs, boosting pay. So that, to me, if that is the biggest challenge that businesses are indicating, that's a sign. Those are all signs of growing pains. Those are all signs the economy is still growing, still expanding, even though there are things that people worry about. But the things that people worry about tend to be more related to what's going on abroad, what's going on in China. China, too, is going through growing pains. But all of this means that it's the right idea to be optimistic about growth, because you need to think about what your needs are going to be, even though there are things that come up now and then that worry you. But we're still in an expansion mode, and that's good news for American workers.
That is good news. And as you know, there's a lot of headlines about wages, not only across the country, but here in Omaha locally as well. So I guess, what are your projections for compensation?
You know, the trends are slowly picking up speed, and no surprise, right? I mean, we have more people working today in this country than ever before, and that's telling you this recovery that we've been watching play out in the job market is actually spreading and gaining momentum. And that means the pay levels are beginning to pick up a little bit. For the longest time, pay was rising pretty steadily around 2% a year. It's begun to pick up a little bit in the last year, and I think I expect that to continue as companies work harder to find people, to retain people. And I think there's a lot of promise there in the next year or so for American workers.
Yeah, well, it's a political season, so you're hearing about how terrible everything is right now. So it's good to hear these expectations in this survey. Do you have a website that we can go to for more information?
Yeah, if you want more information about the findings, go to jpmorganchase.com/business leaders outlook.
Jim, thanks for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Mary, over to you.